Well, hello, and welcome to Tarot Living with Minnassa and Tarot Tuesday. I am so glad to be here with you. I'm excited about today's reading. So, usually I have on my lipstick, and I'm just letting you know. Came from the grocery store. My big sister Oprah had an event elder, and so I'm excited because today's reading are messages and guidance from our ancestors. And so to have this class beforehand with my elder, with Oprah, was wonderful. So let me begin by saying thank you to all of you for your loving comments, and a special shout out to my Canadian daughter, Miss Meg, who just sent me so much love last week, and it was just what I needed as I'm moving and grooving in a new space to have that affirmation from her, and she's such a sweetie. And thank you. I'm getting better now to look at the comments. I'm a boomer, so I'm growing in my electronic use, and I am grateful, and I thank you, and I send each one of you love. So I thought before we start today, as we're ready to step into the ancestors, that we just take a few minutes with the crystal ball, or a minute or two with the crystal ball, because I want to value your time before we step into our messages from the ancestors today. So I invite you to, if you're driving, do this later, please, to just be present where you are. Take a moment feeling the seat under your tuchus and against the back of the chair, against your back, or if you want to lay down for a quick minute while this happens, just really be present. Yes, take a deep breath in, filling your stomach, and exhaling, rolling those shoulders. Let's just do whatever you do that is healthy for your neck to release that tension. Let's just take a moment and spend some time, again, setting the energy, clearing any energy entities that are not for our highest good, and coming into that alignment intentionally with the messages of the ancestors, listening to our spirit guides, and coming into the alignment of oneness, for we are one. Let us breathe in again and out. Life is good and all is well. I'm so grateful for my daughter, because this is actually her crystal ball, which I keep here in the meditation room and use it all the time. So grateful for her. And so again, I'm so glad to be with you in this sacred space for this time that we have together. Thank you for taking the time to invest in your spirituality, to become more intentional about living and being your best self, living a life that is heart-centered, and then acting in this world in a soul-connected way. And I am glad to be a part of that. So our ancestral reading today comes from this beautiful deck from Kyle Gray, who I'll have the link in the whatever notes for my podcast. I went over his decks in my podcast, which just came out on Sunday. And I am falling in love with his decks again. I initially have worked with the Angel Prayer cards, Angel Prayer Oracle cards, and love all those archangels that are there. The cards, A New Beginning, Take a Leap of Faith, Don't Hate, Meditate, all those things. So just loving those cards. The Ascended Master deck, which is what a deck my daughter loves to get a reading from. And then I just recently got the Angel Guide deck. And then my daughter gave me his newest deck. Let's see what I've got them all around here somewhere, which is Gate Activation or Gateway Activation. And then to just complete the whole thing, because I had talked about his decks prior in my podcast, bought this deck. And the imagery and the beauty and the connection, I just love his work. I love his spirit and his energy. And so today's ancestral reading is coming to us from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Our first card is the Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. And this is really the opportunity to step into the wild woman or man that you are. And just like a hunter, it has to have has a big amount of confidence in themselves and in them tools. So when whatever they're hunting, you say, well, these are finite images. Okay, just stay with me. Well, whatever they're hunting, they have to have confidence in their capacity to track and to then bring that animal down, which they are going to eat and feed their community. And so there's a blessing and a benefit from that. But there is a confidence in their tools, and there's a confidence in themselves. And the ancestors are saying, and what inspired me, of course, is that yesterday was MLK Day, and just really wanting to honor the ancestors, to acknowledge and accept their wisdom. And this first card, which is so beautiful, is that we've got to be confident in ourselves. And part of the thing we need to track down are those remaining toxic or negative ways of thinking, not viewing ourselves as worthy, not wanting to step out and live a big life. And that we've got to hunt those things down and shoot them, gun them down, skin them, slice them up, throw them away. That this is the time to be in that power mode of tearing down those things that are no longer serving you. And I know, excuse me, my itchy, that's like a vague thing, but if you still, when people say, oh my goodness, that's a beautiful type, you say, oh, I got this on sale. Okay, stop that. Thank you. Or can I help you? No, I got it. You're trying to carry 40 grocery store bags. You've got to release. Those things are no longer serving you. This is about being open and vulnerable and stepping into your gifts and your power. And that is by just shaking off. And I see it's just a little bit of cobwebs here and there and stepping into your power. The hunter is focused. They are intentional. They're not like, well, I hope there's some kind of animal in the forest today. They are focused. They are intentional. Their target is they know. So are your goals set? Are you really ready to do it this year? And bring your tools and your gifting into the process. Our next card is the White Witch. And this is Be the Light. And even that was part of my card, my Daily Dose of Minnassa, the card that went out today. Was from my beautiful deck. I've got like just decks all around here. The Wildwood deck, I think it is. And it's the 9, which would be the Hermit in a traditional deck. So it has that very image, but it has him holding the light. And when the light is raised, what looks like a dark, creepy forest, you see that the hooded person is wearing a gown that's beautiful and has like cranberries and winter berries on there. And that there's a wreath against this door that was hidden in the dark, but in the light it brought it out. And then the wren, a bird sacred to the Celtics, is there again saying you're being supported. And so this White Witch image is connecting to the maiden, mother, and crone, and stepping into that innocence, that releasing that capacity. Again, this is something that doesn't serve you. Well, I don't want to speak up, or I don't want to outshine so and so, or the ancestors are relying on us. We came at this time to help the earth in its ascension and to bring love and light. And the hunter, we got to be focused and be about it and be confident in ourselves. And then it's time to shine our light. Got to stop hiding. Master Teacher Jesus says, what good is it to put a light on a hill and then to cover it? This is about shining. People are looking for the way. You didn't become a light worker just to get on YouTube and say stuff or have an Instagram page. Those are tools to bring about a transformative energy. This is about something that we couldn't have done in the 1950s and the 60s, that now people like my daughter in Canada is able to see this. We're able to touch the whole world. I've got people over in the UK, Emergence Otero, always so kind, that I'm sitting here in Tennessee and people in Cali are watching us, people all over the world, that our reach the world has come to us. And now is the time to be the light, to not look for the light, to not point people to the light, but to be the light. Our ancestors are relying on us. We came at such a time as this, and playing small and acting like we're not the shit and amazing and powerful. That's It is time to be the light. And then the traveler. And so I'm kind of interested in this card because I've got a lot of cards talking about me traveling. So I'm hoping maybe I'll be going to California to give my mama a hug. I haven't hugged her since we moved here. And so I would love to do that. But this is about moving in a new direction. Do something new in 2022. And I was with Oprah earlier going through, I got her journal. One of the things that I wanted to do, I had on my vision board, was to buy something from her Oprah's favorite list. And two things. One was my gift to my mother and this journal. But moving in a new way this year. And I realized one woman wanted me to work with her as a coach. And I told her no, because I've basically been half-assed on my business last year. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be intentional and focused and aligned with my higher purposes, that I'm traveling in a new way. And so this capacity, move in a new direction, is, again, stop playing small, be focused, go for it, be diligent about bringing the things that you want into your life. It's not like you go to the grocery store and you just push your cart in and hope the groceries go in. You have to be intentional and go and get what you want. And you've got to go to some new spaces. I'll share with you that I advertised for Minnassa in the Mid-South Focus, which is the LGBTQ magazine here. Got absolutely no response. Right? So they asked me when I was going to advertise again. I said no, but I'll advertise in January and February. So here I put my ad in. They say, oh, do you know people that can do astrology or horoscopes? And I'm like, I do. They said, or is that something you can help us with? I'm like, yes. So, before now, but I've taken a class. I started following more astrological pages. Very interesting. And then here I get to travel in a new direction to bring my gifts together. So this is about being open to opportunities, facing in different directions, and being willing to go deeper within. Where is that hurt? Let's bring it up. Be like that hunter. Go find it. Hug it. Heal it. Release it. So this is really about a time to be purposeful. Haphazardly or doing things by the seat of your pants, this is not the time. The ancestors are like, you came here and we're supporting you and we have laid the way. Beautiful Dr. Hardison talked about, as I honored Dr. King yesterday, he said that he was an indigo light worker. And I believe that. He brought light. He had to bring down some real darkness, just like Cesar Chavez and Harvey Milk and Bell Hooks. And those ancestors have led the way. Oprah and whoever it is that you admire, we are here standing on their shoulders. And now we can't be pussyfooting around or being all mealy mouth. This is the time to travel, to move forward, to go in our power, move in a new direction, the direction of your awesomeness. And then the trader, exchange energy to create abundance. And so there's going to be some new opportunities for you, but is it the right energy, and what are the energy that you're bringing? And then not every opportunity is going to have money, but it's going to give you an opportunity to do something else. And so you walk through that door and you bring your energy in exchange for that opportunity. And then there's another bigger door open. And that's what this is about, traveling to a new space and shining your light. When people come to you, don't dim it, shine it, and be focused. So much Oprah talked about intentionality. I am being very intentional. I've got a Marianne Williamson, Michael Beckwith, and Oprah, that I'm looking to those higher leaders. And this is, again, what is the energy that I'm exchanging? Who's in your energy? If you're the smartest person in your group, you need to get out of that group. and get in a group where you're not the dumbest, but you're the person that's needing to learn. And so this is about watching how you exchange your energy. I've been using Reiki more to clear my energy at work and to clear myself. This is really being present to what you bring and how that energy is going in and out. And when you're interacting with people, being sure that you are shielded. And again, bringing the highest of your energy and then diffusing it in a wise way, not just dumping it in one spot, but again, getting the biggest bang for your buck in shining your light and exchanging that energy. And then our last card for today, which I love it. I don't know if you can see it on here, but each of these cards so beautifully drawn, so magnificent. And then to end with this beautiful card, this great totem animal, the spirit fox. Trust your talents in changing times. You have worked for this. You have opened the door for this. You have prayed for this. Now walk through the door. Your gifts will make room for you. I think that's from the wisdom book of Judaism, the Tanakh, the book of Proverbs. Your gifts will make room for you. So get your gifts out there. Show people what you can do. Can you do this? Yes, I can. Are you available? Yes, I am. Again, watching that energy and shining your light. That things are changing. My wife and I, our day jobs is we work at a hospital, one of our community hospitals, and they've had some patients that have just been straight Karens, and Karen in a negative way. Just being real toxic, and it's not working. It's just not working. And what we talked about is that the world is changing, that there was that time that you could throw that privilege around or raise your voice or demand, and the world is changing. And it's time to us to bring that new energy of cooperation, of coming from a base of love, that we're not fear-based. We don't react, we act, interact, and proact. All based from a place of love. All based from being centered in the knowing our oneness with the divine, empowered by our own self-value, and then being able to move forward in a way that brings that same love and light to others. That's what our ancestors have been laying the groundwork for. Our older brothers and sisters, Dr. King, and those with him. And now even our sister Oprah, Marianne Williamson, these great people, Louise Hay, they have laid the foundation. And now it's time for us to walk the path that they have kicked doors in, knocked doors in, brought plastic chairs when there wasn't room for them at the table. Now is the time for us, like the hunter, focused, having our tools ready. You don't have to get ready if you are ready. And be on focused, on target, have your tools, and move with the plan. Move strategically, move powerfully. Let's go back to the hunter. And then again, being the light, that this is a newer energy, operating from a space of love, operating from a space of oneness and connection with our divinity and with each other. And then traveling to new spaces, like the Star Trek, going to new worlds, new spaces. They went inner space, outer space. And having that capacity to be able to fit in, not just where you get in, but where the doors open for you. And then trading that energy, bringing your gifts, and understanding that as you're wanting to grow financially, you say, well, I would do this, but this is my charge. Say, well, we can pay you this. Having that confidence, check with your pendulum, check with your cards, and then move forward, because that will open other doors. And then lastly, this beautiful spirit totem, an animal that has been hunted and disrespected and just almost, sent to extinction, that many of us know what it's like, our ancestors, to be hunted, to be disvalued, to be undervalued, to not be recognized, and yet the fox is still here. And that is the call to us. Stand in your value. You don't need someone else to approve it. Yes, it's good to get that, but just like this fox, resilient, resourceful, and connected to their capacity to make a way, and calling us to use our gifts to open doors, be ready to walk through doors, to shine in those spaces, and be a transformative presence, being the light that makes this world work for everyone, and believing that is possible and leading the way. I am so grateful for this time together. I look forward to being with you all next week. Check out my podcast about Kyle Gray. I love you all. Have a blessed and magnificent rest of the week.